adjust your screens. This actually is rolling right now. They still make it.
I found the 30-pack. Let me tell you how I screwed up. And I was thinking, I got to be more like my Sox Summer. Went to CVS and grabbed it. It had the thing. It said $19 for the 30-pack. Like, beautiful. But only with the CVS card, which I don't have, $27. I paid oh my God. $8 I shit out.
Hey, these are like $1 each?
Yeah, exactly.
This
is premium beer. This is almost like craft beer price.
You couldn't just fucking sign up for it right there on the spot.
I think that amount of your time is worth $8.
Nobody says, hey, use mine.
No, it's the you cash out by yourself, man.
Oh,
I didn't have a cashier. So
if you just start typing in everybody's phone number that you know.
Exactly.
Type in my Sox Summer number. You know he's got one.
And then we'll get the try. I screwed up.
Question though. Yeah. How long was your receipt? Like this big?
It was long and I had 3 items.
Okay.
And I literally had 3 items out. Anyway,
good joke.
The Sunday Sox powered by More Than Dawgs on the northeast corner of 34th and Shields. My Sox Summer, what does More Than Dawgs got going right now?
I don't know. They don't really give me the specials anymore. But I'm assuming you can get the 2 dogs with fries for $11. I'm assuming that, and a drink. You can still get that. Fresh fries. They do fresh fries over there. It is delicious. It is not too hot to make fries today. Like, it's nice. They'll be able to do that. I'm going to be over there getting the cheddar jalapeno brat with a full order of fries on the side because I'm bulking up for 1 week weight loss.
Maybe.
So then I'll go over there, get your ballpark food without the ballpark prices.
Yeah, you can bring it in the park too.
You can bring it in. Yeah, exactly. So grab yourself a sack and ride all in there. And you get, you know what? You know what's good? I see you guys bring it in. Is it's got the little bit of grease on there. That's how you know you got a good spot.
Exactly.
You got good food in there.
People give you a hard time at the gates, but then you're like, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. You need greasy food.
That's right. You got to have the greasy food. The Sunday Soak is an all-questions show. As per normal, we'll start off with Emo, Carmela Soprano. And Emo says, is it shooting in the bleachers finally rock bottom for the White Sox? My Sox Summer. I'd love for you to start.
So, first off, I don't like how they say shooting.
A shooting,
because a shooting also like can be, there's somebody just drove by and shot somebody up. That is not what happened. As you saw, this is like if there was a shooting at Disney, like in a Disney movie. This is how it would happen. The bullet just came from the sky and just hit some people. I believe that theory. I mean, I know there's a lot of conspiracy about that. Now, is it rock bottom for the franchise? I don't know. I mean, I want to say kind of, but like this is also something they can't particularly control. This wasn't like, if they only would have done this, then somebody wouldn't have gotten shot. Like, they did all the things they're supposed to do, and it just happened. So I'm going to go with no.
I'm also going to say no. And the reason I'm going to say no is because I think, maybe some of you are too young to know about this or you didn't pay attention when it happened. But when they built the new stadium, that stadium was taking bullets on the daily from the
Stateway Gardens.
From the roofs of Stateway Gardens. People were shooting into the stadium, into the seats. Yeah. This is before anyone's sitting in them, obviously. This is while they're building it. But so not the first bullets to enter the park. So I don't think we're at rock bottom because that would have been, 30 years ago. I don't know.
I mean, I think the response is what a lot of people are upset about. It's like, some shit happened. But then the Sox didn't really do anything. They just kind of let it go on. They moved the people out there. They didn't inform any of us until kind of after the thing was over. And allegedly that was kind of middle of the game. There's conspiracy theories about what happened. There's the magic bullet, which is Bonita and I drove past 43rd and Wells, like over there. And like, man, this is kind of a long way. I guess sounds insane, but I guess possible. There's also the theory, and that was the official theory, right? Yeah. That it was the magic bullet. There's also thoughts that maybe it was someone who had got a gun in there and it accidentally discharged. Now, if that happened, that's the problem, right? It would have been loud enough. It would have scared the shit out of everyone around there, right? Yes. I was thinking from our standpoint, like, I didn't hear a goddamn thing. Now, we grew up in Bridgeport when it was a little sketchier, Treasy. And we grew up right by Morgan Street with a lot of gang activity. You would hear a gun from blocks and blocks away. Like, we were 3 blocks away from Morgan Street. We'd hear guns all the time. However, we didn't have 25,000 people muffling the sound. So I was like insecure about we didn't fucking hear anything. But even the people right there didn't hear anything. Right. Not everyone didn't go scattering.
It would have been pandemonium.
Yeah.
It would have been pandemonium if that happened.
So magic bullet seems like a possibility here. But I think it's more the response to it was just like almost nothing.
So the response is something that a lot of people don't believe, though. So I think that's part of the reason why people are like, well, there's just a lack of response. No, they responded. And they're telling you the story. the 42nd and Wells thing is because somebody called in shots.
No.
There, right?
Response is in. This happened. They didn't stop.
That's right.
Yeah,
They didn't do
get
anything
people
with the
out.
rest of the crowd because
I don't think there was a threat.
Well, they don't know that though. How do you know? You know, that's the problem.
I don't know. That's
The,
true.
the unknown is kind of the issue there, right? Like we don't know, but we know someone just caught some shrapnel here. We should figure it out. And how do you do it? Now there are competing theories here. Like, yeah, you don't want to tell everyone, and then people are stampeding out of there, and you got injuries and shit. So I don't know. I don't know the right answer. I just tell you why I hear people are upset. So.
But no, not rock.
People are always upset.
I don't think it's rock bottom.
You don't think it's rock bottom?
Yeah, no, this could get. I mean, like
the
play on the field could get a lot worse next month, and there'll be even more complaining, or some other weird thing.
Chris Getz gets hired.
I'll tell you what will happen. Chris Getz get hired. Actually, you know what will probably happen between now and the end of the year? And I hate to jinx anyone, but some injury will happen where everyone will be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Not Luis. I think Luis will be safe, but someone else maybe gets hurt, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Everything's happening to us.
And it won't be Eloy because he's already hurt.
Was Eloy hit by the bullet also? All right, next question is from Missy. And Missy says, if Dayton Moore comes to Chicago, which member of White Sox Twitter needs an anti-porn seminar from him the most? Treasy.
Wow. I mean, obviously, he might be. No. I'm going to go a little off. I'm going to go a little off the radar.
I like it.
I'm going to go with Sox Machine Josh. And it's
Okay.
because I did a podcast with him yesterday. He looked terrible. He looks exhausted. I don't know what it could be other than he's watching lots of porn. I can't.
Too much
It's probably porn related, not something else.
Absolutely. How about you, myself?
This is a loaded question because the people that you want us to call out on this, you can't call out on it because they'll feel bad. So I'm just
Why not?
So I'm just going to stick with my original thought, which is Wally Mike. Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious who this person is, and it's HBIC from the Bunks. And I'll tell you why it's HBIC. You remember when there was all that hubbubaloo about the Lena the Plug video? Yeah. Remember that shit? The Lena the Plug thing?
Yeah.
There was tweets and shit about it. It wasn't more than like 36 hours afterwards. He was telling us that we need to watch that video.
Yeah.
Like, my man's, when there's some new shit, my man is in on that shit right away.
Right.
So maybe just back off a little bit to normal porn level watching. Like that's what I thought.
That's how he had to make his money. You know who else might need it?
Who?
Polish with X on. If
there's a
if
good
he wouldn't gone back to his job, then we'd be still getting a lot of updates on people we don't even know.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right because when his wife goes out of town, I fear for his penis. Right? I think he's gonna rip his penis off his body. That's what I'm really worried about.
He's the first person that needs to delete his history when he dies. We need to get over that.
We gotta drive to his hospital fast and delete all his internet history.
I assume it's like deleting his history from his browser is probably like in those movies when they're like, "There's 3 copies of this. If you shoot me, one's going to the newspaper."
He's got like a button attached to him so when they can't get a heart rate anymore, everything starts deleting.
It's like the Predator. He types in a code as he's dying, and this computer just explodes.
That's $1 million idea. The delete history bracelet. Once it doesn't have your heartbeat, it just starts deleting all your hard drive.
The neural chip that's all it does. That's all it does. Delete your browser history.
I think X is working on that. Actually, it's gonna be part of the app going forward.
When this comes out, White Sox Dave is behind it as a funder. We know what happens.
All right, next question is from White Sox Sal.
Hey, fuck you, Sal.
And White Sox Sal says, as discussed with Ben and Carol on Twitter about a week ago, if you were placed under a conservatorship, like Britney Spears, which member of White Sox Twitter would be the one you want to be your guardian? Make all of your personal and financial decisions. My Sox, some of your first.
Man. You guys are both very thorough, and you're very good with money, and you seem to do well.
I don't know about very good. We make some money. We also spend a lot of money.
You do. That's
we
true.
buy season tickets to the White Sox.
You don't seem to be,
that seems like a poor investment.
you don't seem to be like too bad. You know who I'm going to go with? The guy that's got time, the guy that always is giving me good tips. I'm going to go with Aloha Mr. Hand.
Okay.
He seems pretty, like, he gets his shit done. He probably never pays late fees. Like, he's got the shit, like, dialed in. He knows
lined
exactly. I'm going to give him.
See,
control.
the problem is you didn't read the question. You didn't listen. Because the financial decisions, you're all over right there. Personal decisions you want to make in your personal decisions?
He said, "Oh,
I'm going with it. I'm going to give him a shot.
All right, Treasy, how about you?
None of you motherfuckers.
I was thinking that too, Treasy. I was thinking, what a disaster White Sox Twitter is. I do not want to switch places with any of you motherfuckers.
I would go to court for
Not switching
fucking
places,
100 years
No,
to not have any of you in charge of my day-to-day.
I was trying to think who would do the least damage to me on a day-to-day basis. It's a tough decision. Like, I thought maybe FatherSon, but he rips a lot of heaters and and his basement's always flooded. I can't trust the guy who has a swimming pool in his basement. I don't know if I can trust him. But he was like the closest one to me. Like, oh, maybe I could hand it over to him.
Well, I thought the other way too. You could go like the total wild card, right? Like now, Soxwood or Billy Wires is in charge of my life. Like at least it would be wild, right? Like, so I think maybe if I'm forced,
Billy Wires is pretty well set up though. He's got a nice house.
Can we go to his pool if he's our conservative?
Yeah. That's for him though.
Yeah.
If he's making decisions for you,
it's gonna be different. That's off the rails. You're absolutely right.
You don't get a pool.
All right. Hopefully that was good enough, White Sox. Now, the next question's from Dawgs Sox, longtime guy, and this is a long one. So stick with me here. It says, "How is it that White Sox fans can question their fandom? I get it that we're frustrated and upset. I get watching certain teams come playoffs, but deep down, fans don't choose their team. The team chooses us. Do you expect a real fan exodus, or is this just frustration at its peak?" My Sox Summer, what do you think about this?
I think it's frustration at its peak, but also people are very with the advent of the internet, the advent of Twitter, everything's boom, 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 instant, right?
Yeah.
And then we had the shortened season in 2020. And everybody was ride or die on every game, and we still haven't really lost that. Like, they haven't seen the big picture and seen what's going to happen. Now, this season has been like a complete disaster and like just fucking totally horrible. But I think that's part of it. But I think another part of it is that fandom nowadays is not the same. Like, people cheer for multiple teams and multiple players and like that kind of stuff. It's not as well, I'm just going to go with this organization. You know, they're like, oh, I like Ohtani. I like what he's doing. Oh, I like what the Orioles are doing, so I'm going to buy an Orioles shirt. Like, it's not as diehard as it used to be, where everyone was like, you're a Sox fan or you're a Cubs fan, and you can't intermingle. Like, fuck them and fuck everybody else. I don't think that the new kids are like that. I think the new kids are like, I can like anything. I can do anything. It's like, it's this real bitch-ass fan behavior, but they're entitled to be able to do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they fan however they want.
Yeah, fan however they want.
Treasy, what do you think?
See, I think the question here is like, do you see people leaving a fan base to go to a different fan base, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what happens in these kind of scenarios. So, like, if you think about the Bulls, as the Bulls have sucked, it's not like people were like, I love the Bulls, and then like all of a sudden they're like, okay, now I'm a Bucks fan, right? Like, they're like, if you're like me, you're like, okay, this team's kind of garbage. I'm just not going to watch it. And you kind of tune out of the sport. Yeah. And I think that could happen to the Sox. Like, when you look at guys like going like, I'm rooting for the Reds now, I'm rooting for the Orioles now, right? Because those are the young teams that are doing well and everything. Fun. But they're not going to spend all the time and resources it's going to take next year to follow the Orioles instead of the Sox.
Yeah. Right.
Right? Like, it's just too much of a pain in the ass.
Right.
So, like, I think you'll get more, I just don't care until they're good again. Right. Then you do, like, I'm now a Tampa Bay Rays fan.
I agree with that. I think for a while, the White Sox got trendy. And so it was the trendy thing to follow the White. Look at, here's what I want you to do. Rewind to like 2019, 2020 and see the people who are making White Sox content. And fast forward to, like, let's say a month from now, when we get there, and it's like this gloom and doom season, all this stuff, especially if the hair Chris gets, and see who's still doing it. And you'll get a trajectory of, here was a lot of people who thought this is going to be a popular thing. I want to jump in on this new trend now. And then here's where we're at with, like, here's people who are like sick heroin addicts to the White Sox, like, basically. So, like, you get the trajectory. And, bottom line is, Dawgs Sox, there was a lot of posers. They weren't really fans, and like, and my Sox was right too. Like, a little bit of they're fanning, things that are popular. It's kind of what it is, right? Yeah. This is good right now, And I agree with you, Tracy, about the Bulls example, because we were huge Bulls fans as kids, but of course we had Jordan. Once Jordan left, all the attention you went away from it.
You really got into that one.
Stop watching, right? You stop watching the Bulls. D Rose comes back, so then you got something. We're back in, right?
Absolutely.
So when you're not a real diehard of a team,
Hawks.
That's what happens. The Hawks are like that too. Yeah. You got the real diehards who stayed with the Hawks the whole way, but you had everyone was watching the Blackhawks in the 2010s when they were winning
Like
championships.
Buff fans, baby.
Boom! Everyone went down. Now you're gonna see them come back. Now that they got that at one pick. So like the core people, you some of that's eroding. We've seen a little bit of that. We know people who are dumping their season tickets. We know people who may have got kicked out of the ballpark and now are renouncing their fandom. Like all that shit is happening, but mostly the core group is sticking with it, I think. What do you guys think?
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think so, and I think you're right. And I think a lot of people bought season tickets because they thought they were going to be able to make some money on them coming in or being able to get the playoff tickets. And they're like, well, fuck this, and we're not going to playoffs for another 5 years.
Yeah.
No, I'm not buying tickets now. What do I need to do?
That's
just
I'll
smart
jump
business.
back in when we're good again. And that's fine.
That's a smart business.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that choice. Next question is from longtime guy, Liam Menus. Liam Menus says, are Chris Getz and Dayton Moore the most dangerous father-son duo since the Leguiz? Treasy.
I mean, yes. I love this question. But I got to say, like, to not veer too much away from the question, but to talk about this is the weirdest fucking framing of anything ever. Is like, we're gonna bring these guys in because they're almost like a father-son. It's like, I don't want that. Like, I think it's kind of annoying from another aspect too, because it's the Sox going, you know what culture we want for our team? We want like a family culture. No, you don't.
Cutthroat business is what we want.
In your family, you don't have the 3 best players in your family. All right, you're not building around one person in the family. Okay, like this is a scenario where you are a business and you're putting together a team to win games. I don't give a fuck about father-son. The only father-son I would care about is if you somehow signed the Griffies and they came and played both in their 60s and 80s right now, whatever. How
about you, my Sox star? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous because neither one of them has also shown any type of like he got just as lucky. Dayton Moore got just as lucky as Kenny Williams did when he won a fucking World Series.
Absolutely.
Right? They made some moves that potentially could have helped. I don't think so. And Chris Getz, I still don't even know if Chris Getz has had any success doing anything because our farm system sucks ass. Like there's nothing good. You can't be like, oh, we got 2 people. I don't know. Fuck this.
Right. He wasn't really a very good baseball player.
Stunk at playing, stunk in the front office. What more could you want? So far,
he might not stink at the front office. We just don't know anything. You can't say this is what he's done.
That's good.
Because if they did, they would say, look at all this shit he's done.
Yeah, exactly. But they do vague shit like, oh, he's impressed.
Oh,
who?
He's flourished. He's really good at talking to people. Great. You should be. You're in a fucking job that everyone wants. You're an adult. Like, you should be good at talking to people.
I love it.
Right.
All right, next question is from Mark. Mark says, when will the 108 grow a pair and give the people what they want? A hot tub interview with the Leguiz, the greatest father-son duo in Sox history, other than the LaRoches. He says, I want to light a fire under this team. How about kick the shit out of the opposing first base coach?
All right, first, let me.
There's a lot here.
I'm going to unpack a little bit with the Leguiz. So first, it's funny that we got 2 Leguiz questions because
back to back.
I put them in there back to back.
It just so happened I'm sitting with my cousin in the stands on, I think it was Friday, and we're watching the game and we're talking about the Nets.
Yeah.
And I said, I think that the Nets are not to keep the balls out of the stands. It's to keep the Leguiz off the field. They Leguiz-proof the field. Now, the second point here is we do this at Beef's house. We're not giving the Leguiz his address.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, I might offend some people. No one from Canaryville is allowed in my house. I'm sorry, that's just the way it goes, all right? I didn't, my wife didn't get a crane to bring the hot tub over here to let Canaryville in here. It's not happening, okay? I'm sorry. And yeah, I got friends in Canaryville. Too bad, all right? I got a tub over there, like a plastic tub you can go lay in. You're not getting in this fucking thing, okay?
We got a tub and we got a puddle. Slim Mick, the puddle's
yours. That's right. My Sox are, what do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely StreamYard Zoom only for that interview. I don't want to be next to him because
you don't want to get their essence.
He might stab me with a fucking ballpoint pen. I don't fucking know.
You don't know what you're gonna say wrong.
Yeah,
he's gonna break off one of my Shady Rays things and start slamming me in the neck. I don't need that shit.
No free ads.
That's right. Great. Yeah, what's with him lately? And then Mr. Hand. Mr. Hand, 17 free ads. We have him on for like 2 minutes. What the fuck? I gotta get that boy straightened out. All right, next question. Next question is Johan Dobrinsky, and Johan says, better GM candidate Chris Getz or Dave Stewart? Treasy. All yours.
Where's the GFY?
I thought it was a very fun kill for a second.
You know what's funny? It's Dave Stewart.
Yeah,
And Dave Stewart, because at least Dave Stewart, you've seen he has some kind of experience at it.
Yeah.
And while he has fucked up a lot in that role,
yeah,
at least you go like, well, I'm not going to fuck up on these things again. I'm going to know how the international draft works. I'm going to know how this works and how that works. I'm probably not going to trade 800 guys for this pitcher that's never going to play. All these kinds of things he's already failed at.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can learn from his failures. Chris Getz is obviously not learning from his failures because he keeps getting fucking promoted for them.
I'll do better when I get there. It's like the Andrew Vaughn thing. I'll be a better guy when I'm at first base and not left field. No, you won't. You're just not good. I would
be kept they're not good hitting from left field. They moved over to first base.
Davis Martin ruined this for all of us. Yeah, because they're like, this guy kind of stinks in the minors. Oh, he's good in the pros. We just need to get these guys up here.
So Dave Stewart is probably the right call too, and I think you're onto something with he won't fuck up the same way twice, and you also kind of know what you're getting into. You're like, this is a very mid hire. With Chris Getz, you don't even know if it's mid because you could be below mid. I don't know what that is.
I agree with you guys that it is Dave Stewart, but I disagree on why. The reason why is because Dave Stewart would come in here, and even though he'd suck, he'd give us some crazy sound bites, and he would act like a maniac as the GM, right? I feel like Chris Getz is going to follow in the line of Rick Hanna being muted, a lot of non-speak, not giving you nothing in the interview, and then when he's summarily fired, he'll complain about how someone blocked him, Jerry, or whatever the fuck, from doing whatever he can do. So, and it feels like the same kind of thing as Hanna. I don't want another.
Is it a thing where if they were to hire Dave Stewart, you would go, okay, he has a relationship with Jerry and mutual respect. He'll be allowed to do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
and
right.
then you can't do the same bullshit that they're doing now and blaming Jerry somehow for all of Rick Hahn's failures.
Right, yeah, exactly. Well, that's it.
Supposedly Tony La Russa had all that too. And then Tony La Russa must have just picked the most awfulest way to go about
it. Looks like he did.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah.
Oh, he might be just old and not good anymore. Next question's from Baloney. And Baloney says, I got a lot of pumpkin spice latte talk on the timeline. Okay, first off, before we get to the question, start blocking those people. You don't have to have that in your timeline. You get to choose what's in your timeline, Baloney, all right? Yeah. Elon hasn't taken the block button away yet. Block those motherfuckers out of there. Okay. The question is though,
what to block?
I wonder if I muted the word pumpkin, if my whole timeline would just go blank in like a month.
You'd be like Matt Ramsey. You'd have all those mutes.
I would just have like one tweet an hour showing up. What's going on? It's supposed to be a buzz.
Baloney's question is, what season holiday has the best fast food and coffee shop offerings? White Sox Summer. What do you think?
Man, Christmas. I like peppermint mocha. Like peppermint, anything. Put peppermint, mocha, whatever. Pieces of candy cane on shit. I love that shit. I'm going with that.
Teresa, how about you?
This is tough, right? Because I agree that Christmas is good.
It's got a wide variety too, Christmas.
But yeah, a lot of Christmas is very peppermint focused, and then fall you get too much fucking pumpkin, man.
I hate pumpkin. It sucks.
So I think I'm gonna go with Halloween because Halloween I get all the same shit that I could always get. They just somehow make it like black or green, and it tastes exactly the same. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I didn't want anything different. I want regular fast food. Yeah, these nuggets are black. Okay, that's fine.
Yes, I will have my Frankenstein.
It's just a shape difference.
Yeah. The candy's pumpkin shaped, but it's a pumpkin flavor.
Exactly.
Christmas tree.
Yeah. I was going to agree with MSS because you do get sort of like the zebra cakes, like a Christmas tree, I love eggnog. I'm a big eggnog fan, especially when Treasy boozes it up for us.
See, but that ain't fast food.
No, it's not, but it's a coffee shop.
And like coffee shop and places, they fuck up eggnog too much. They do a terrible job.
I hear you there. You know, but no, he's right.
I was being specific. I wasn't like the coffee shop on 30.
Well, the thing is, I don't even think of what a holiday thing other than the fucking McRib. I don't get any holiday anything. I don't get that goddamn Shamrock Shake. That's a pile of shit.
Is the McRib coming back a holiday?
Is
the McRib coming back a holiday?
Now that would be yes, that is a holiday. Yeah,
okay.
If the McRib
season.
I'll take McRib season.
McRib season.
That's the only season I'm into. Yeah.
It's luckily it doesn't overlap with ass eating season.
Gotta order 2
I'd like to reschedule my birthday to McRib season. My life would be absolutely perfect. That's what I want.
Minimum 2 drink order, so you think that there's 2 people eating it, not just one.
2 fries you got to order.
Yeah.
That's why when you
I
order.
thought it was 2 drinks.
When you order $40 worth of Wendy's, you get 2 fries, and then you think it's 2 people, but it's really not.
I think
I'm fooling you boys, all right?
I think you need to get 2 drinks.
I don't know why I give away all this knowledge for free. I shouldn't give the audience all these tips.
He gets no drinks.
Okay, so then that makes more sense.
All right, next question's from Sandy. Sandy says, "What's y'all's favorite cereal?" Treasy.
Oh man, I'm pretty basic with that. It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's probably the best cereal.
It's
out
pretty
there.
damn good.
I could just eat that on its own.
I don't really eat breakfast, but Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds.
That is good.
I fucking love that shit.
I'm not 6 years old, so I don't eat cereal. But when I did eat cereal, O's was the best cereal for me.
Oats are really good
O's
too.
is a great cereal.
Those are good, but fuck you.
No, fuck cereal. All right, we're adults.
I had a donut.
We're goddamn. You eat a bowl of sugar.
I don't eat
for
sugar.
breakfast.
Whoa. I had a donut the other day with Cinnamon Toast Crunch on top of it, man.
Okay, that's different. That's a topping.
Yeah.
That's different.
I'm 8 years old. I'm a big boy.
We definitely know it's not Fruity Pebbles.
I see people arguing cereal all the time. It's like, we're adults. Don't eat that bullshit. Like, don't put that in your body at all. I'm a beacon of health, all right? I don't put unnatural things like cereal in my body.
You pay $1 a can for Rolling Rock because you're an adult.
Because you can't sign up for a car.
I did a project one time. I think it was in high school on some cereals, right? All the cereals are fortified with a lot of vitamins, but they're just all sugar.
First of all, this was not high school.
What was
This
it?
was college.
Was it
because
college?
I was infuriated by this. This motherfucker, at his college, he had to take a science class and he took nutrition.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
And he's writing a thesis on fucking breakfast cereal. I was like, what Toys R Us college are you going to? I was infuriated. Then I
This is the amount of class you would have loved to be in because it was me, 13 chicks.
Oh my god.
That was a good class to be in, baby.
Then I took geology in college and realized that he was right.
Dude, I took
Just take the most bullshit they want.
I took geology too.
Yeah,
And then I took geology, the second one, and then they're like, listen, you gotta stop taking geology courses. Like, you need to take a real science. So I took astronomy. Because I was like, this is gonna be dope.
I thought you were gonna say astrology.
That was my break.
No, astronomy.
Yes.
Astrology would have been probably interesting. It would have kept me awake. The guy used to throw up. We listened to Pink Floyd Pulse when we came into the thing.
At least once a year, Mad Max tells us that his sign is Species. All right, the next question from Wayne.
Happy birthday, Mad
Yeah,
Max.
happy birthday, Mad Max. We'll be over there celebrating with you later. Wayne says, does every candidate who interviews get asked what they put on a hot dog? MSS, what do you think?
I fucking hope not. It is just that's just overplayed. Who gives a shit? That's like Cubs versus Sox rivalry. It's just dumb. Like, let people put whatever they want on their fucking dog. Like, put some goddamn cover that shit with mustard and ketchup and fucking nacho cheese for all I care, and then put some Fruity Pebbles on that bitch. Who gives a fuck? No, I hope they're not. I think it's stupid.
Teresa.
What's the right answer?
I don't know.
Because the Chicago dog, to me,
sucks. It's terrible. I agree.
You don't like
Chicago dog is horrible. I agree. But I like all the individual stuff that goes on the Chicago dog. I just don't want them all together.
Yeah, but he does it.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah.
Even regardless, I don't want a big pile of shit on top of my hot dog. It's already shit. Like, it's already questionable meat, and now you're putting questionable condiments on it.
I heard you like shit, so we put some more shit on your shit.
But the answer is yes. So next question. Colin Danley says, what are your expectations for Corey Lee? Shouldn't a guy with a name like that bat left-handed? And also, let me know what you think about his tattoo sleeve. Tracy.
So wait, I got to comment on one thing here because it's funny that he mentioned the left-handed thing, because he came up to bat when first time I'm seeing him play. He comes up to bat and I was like, I thought this guy was left-handed. And I have no substance for thinking that he was left-handed.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just must have misremembered or something.
Yeah.
And the fact that he brought this up, I'm like, okay, maybe it's the name.
It's the name.
Somehow we took from the name.
Last name starts with an L. That's what it's like, tricking you into thinking it should be left-handed.
But yeah, my expectations for him is hopefully he can be a backup catcher.
MSS, what do you think?
Agreed. I think I've liked what I've seen, briefly. I like the fact that he looks like our friend Stokes. Like, he has a very similar resemblance to him. So
Sparkles.
We can call him Sparkles.
Sparkles.
And that's what we're calling Corey Lee, Sparkles.
I called Stokes Sprinkles on the internet the other day. I had to apologize for the game. It's Sparkles. I hope he sticks around. I agree with Tracy. I hope he becomes a solid number 2 catcher, because I've been using the Kieran Lee gif where he does this, and I'm that's my guy for using that shit. So if he goes away, then I won't be able to use the gif anymore. Yeah. And so I need it for content purposes. I need it to be okay. For later. He's got a good arm. Like he threw that one guy out by a fucking mile when he regular jump and all this shit, and he can really throw it. I'm not sure he can do anything else. Like watching him bat. He got lucky to get 4 balls a couple times, but he doesn't.
Seems athletic. We saw him hit a home run, didn't we?
He seems athletic.
No, he did.
No, that was Lenny Sosa.
Lenny Sosa.
So he seems athletic.
Yeah,
and it's I got to get more information on how quick he is.
Yeah,
because that does seem like a utility of some sort. If your starting catcher is very slow, and
you can run
him especially like extra innings or something. That's a small utility. But it's a nice little extra thing to have.
Yeah, why not? I actually saw Jim Margola's tweet. He's the fastest. He might be the fastest White Sox catcher since Ray Shaw. So that's going way back. But thanks, Colin, for the question. Next question from White Sox Truther. White Sox Truther says, "When do Rick and Kenny release their books?" ? Then when do they do their buddy cop film?
First off, that would be that'd be better than Gumble and Gumble.
It's like The Other Guys Part 2.
Or remember Gumble and Gumble?
Yeah.
That was a good one too. They're just bike cops.
No way, it'll be White Lightning and Black Thunder. That's how never got made. Let it should have.
Chicago Vice.
I did hear it was in focus.
That will be interesting. It's funny because I ran into one of 108's favorite people in the world, Brooks Boyer's underlings, outside of the park, and I said I can't wait for the 30 for 30. And he's like, "Yep, it's coming." So I really want to see that. So I definitely would love to read a book about this whole situation. I think the stories that we think we know are not even close to what actually is happening inside there.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's going to take the death of Jerry to get these books out, but once that happens, they're gonna spill everything.
See, we were talking about this in the stands the other day, and I think it's gonna be just go down a little bit differently. Because right now, we talked about this. Yeah. Right now, everybody and the mama in the media is defending Rick Hahn.
Absolutely.
Rick Hahn.
That is horrible.
He doing what he wanted to do.
It's incredible how they're still on it.
And Kenny's so mean and all this stuff that I think that it's gonna get to a point where Kenny's gonna go, fuck this, and just. I don't think it's gonna be a book. I think it's just going to be a stream of consciousness that gets released.
As I said in the podcast, Kenny Williams had really good seasons as GM.
Yes.
He was over 500 a lot and made a lot of good decisions. If he continued making the good decisions, now you could go 2 different ways. Did he get too ballsy and just keep going outside the box, and not have any of the safe bets? Or did he relinquish some control to Rick, and Rick fucked up everything? I don't know. The Jake Berger thing, not on Kenny's side. Right? Trading Jake Berger away, apparently, when Rick Hahn is talking to somebody else, not a good look in this situation, but I just refuse to believe a guy that had that good of a track record all of a sudden just falls off like a fucking cliff. And
it could. Well, this is what happens.
You get overconfident with
so you think he's overconfident and just doing, let's go crazy.
I'm not even sure it's that. I talked to Nick Schaefer on the Al about this. At some point, you just start regressing in skills, right? You were good at this thing at this period of time, but as time goes by, if you don't improve that, if you don't work that muscle a lot, you get worse at it, right? And the White Sox don't work the muscle at all because they bring in nobody from the outside who has really good, interesting thoughts or things that can help these guys improve and get better. That's why bringing up Rick Hahn, it didn't change the situation at all. Maybe he has a couple of new ideas, but firing him in 16 and hiring someone brand new would have been so much better because it would have infused some new ideas into the group. And maybe Kenny doesn't agree with all of them, but at least they would have pushed them in some different direction. Instead, it's the same group thing for 20 fucking years. Yeah, it's going to regress. This shit's going to regress.
There are so many bees around you right now.
I know.
I think the Candyman's going to show up in a second.
You would think I've been
green cans.
You would think I've been eating cereal all morning. God damn it, fuck.
They're going to try to pollinate your ears and your nose.
All right, next question from Shane Spagnola. It says, if the Sox move, will you still be a fan and will you have a season ticket plan of any sort? My Sox summer.
Fucking absolutely not. No way. I told our guys yesterday when I was texting them about some other shit. I said, and listen, if the Sox fucking move to Nashville, I'm fucking out. I'm getting rid of my shit. I'm selling all my shit. It's done. I'm done. I'll become a fan of something else. Not another baseball team. I'm not going down that road. I've fucking done that.
Yeah, fuck the Cubs.
Fuck that shit. But I'm just gonna become a fan of pickleball or some shit. I don't know. Like
Football. He's doing this kind of
He
football.
thinks you get to eat pickles while you watch pickleball.
I don't even like pickles.
Sure. Yeah, you look like a guy that like food.
I like food, not pickles.
Treasy, you're out.
Sorry, I was cramping up.
What was the
They
question?
will knock me out of the pool.
How fast is the I know. So it's the moving.
I'm gonna get my good friend
Yeah,
Mark
I mean,
Wyatt
like-
come over and kick your guys' ass.
I think if you
He's like
depends-
6.
It depends where they move, right? Like
Kick your ass.
if they move to the suburbs or something, I'd probably still be a fan of the team. I would not have a ticket package of any sort. I do not go to the suburbs.
Yeah,
I avoid it as
Yeah,
much as
you
possible.
That's fair.
And then but if they were to move out of town, yeah, no, I'd have no allegiance to that team anymore.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be my team anymore.
That's true. If they do go to the suburbs, maybe go out there every so often. But
Well, I was going to say, I do this in levels. If there was announced, or there's some article today that some of the sites are looking at Soldier Field, some in the West Loop or whatever. If they were at Soldier or in the West Loop, I probably would keep my ticket package. Maybe I'd downgrade it a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe I'd only go one seat or whatever. But I would still attend games regularly if they were in the burbs. I agree with you guys. I would dump my ticket package. I'd probably go once in a while. We'd probably say, all right, we're going to go this weekend. We'll stay out there, whatever the fuck. If they moved out of town, I probably would still stay a fan, but it wouldn't be like it is right now. I wouldn't pay as much attention. I probably might still write some stuff, put some thoughts out there, and I would still be connected to them. Because I agree with you, my Sox Summer. If I'm not fans of the White Sox, I'm not going to be a fan of any baseball team. I'm out. I'm just not going to watch baseball. I'll watch some other shit. I'll concentrate on.
I'll fuck on my own time.
That's right.
Ends violence. I'll fuck on my own time.
From the 108, your source for hardcore porn.
Movies you should be
It's
watching.
coming. Now it's coming. It's coming.
All
right. Next question is from Salt and the Clout. And Clout says, will the White Sox be bad enough next year that Jewel will be giving away tickets? I don't know if this is even possible, but I thought this question was funny.
The singer or the store?
Both. Remember the 90s? Jewel. Was Jewel 90s? Was she
she's 90s.
Okay.
She's doing a post-game concert next year, but it's not going to happen.
Jules' teeth were jacked, but she had some nice
Oh, man. She had some nice
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You
Okay.
did.
You know what? I was thinking about this, Treasy. Remember how we got the free tickets for the Naughty by Nature concert?
Tower Records.
They're just laying out there, right? That might be how Sox are. Sox physical tickets will just be laying out there on a street corner somewhere, and you just go pick them up.
You walk into Reggie's, and there's just a stack of White Sox.
Xfinity's
Scout
still
seats.
giving away free
Buy
tickets.
one drink, and you get tickets for free.
Get Scout seats for free.
I mean, you can still get free tickets if you look hard enough, or you just complain enough, and then they'll give you free shit.
Sounds like someone's done this before. All right, next question is from Mailman Jack. Mailman Jack says, how's it going, Jack? I haven't seen Jack in a while.
No.
He doesn't come through anymore.
Hey, man.
He's also...
He sits in a different section now. He's with the
Some people do that. Some people, they sit elsewhere. They don't want to be associated with us anymore. Probably Mailman Jack. Mailman Jack says, which one of your 5 senses would you give up for the White Sox to operate like a modern, winning organization? Sight, smell, taste, hearing, or touch? My Sox, I'm your first.
Man, I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with taste.
Okay.
Just because, I don't know. I think it would limit you, what you eat. If you can't taste the sweetness of something, you're like, you know what? I'm just going to eat a fucking goddamn carrot. Because you're, or I'm going to have a cucumber.
Yeah.
Or I'll eat, this vegetable.
A lot of phallic things he's got going here. It's weird that it went in the phallic range right away. I don't know. Just guessing.
I'll eat.
I mean, do you even peel it, or you just
I'll
shove
eat
it down
a
your
banana.
throat, right? That's all I do.
I'll eat a pasta. I'll maybe see if I can fit this whole eggplant in my mouth.
Man, it's just keeps going. All
So
right.
taste. All right, how about
Yeah,
you,
taste.
taste?
So I think this would affect taste, but I think I would probably go smell. It's the only one with any upside, because there's definitely been nights in
You
the,
stole my answer.
in the hot crowd where you could use to have no sense of smell.
That's after Thursday night. Fucking throw my nose away. I'm done. I know smell and taste are together, and that's how I could really
Throwing his nose away is the only thing that can make him more terrifying. You get rid of that big nose, and now he looks like Skeletor. This is the terrible idea.
Definitely smell. A lot of wafts were coming through on Thursday night that I wish I could unwaft.
And this is why you need to be there, folks.
Gotta be in the
Yeah,
stands. Ingest all the essence of what's
The
going on.
sights, the sounds, the smells.
Smells of the old ballpark when it's 197 degrees out.
I would miss the smell of grilled onions. That would be like the big.
Those are nice.
That would be the big miss on that.
But
hey,
they're better
the
at
team,
more than dogs.
But
so
if the
don't worry
team is crushing, then
about it.
that'd be good.
Absolutely.
What about you're giving up smell too?
Yeah, so I throw my nose away after Thursday. All the smells I ingested. All right, last question from Billy Wires, and close out as we usually do. He says, out of the 3 108 members, and he has 3 questions here. Who is the most basic white bitch? Who's the biggest low-key nerd? And who has the most sexual energy?
I think number 3 is honest.
Teresa, you go first. I'll let you go through all 3 questions first.
You're the nerd.
So, well, hold on a second.
It says low-key nerd, though.
Hold on a
Low-key
second.
nerd.
So you were the sexual energy. I mean, you're making wood
I
right
want to say you have an erection currently. How are we going to answer it any other way?
You don't know any foods that don't look like penises. You can't name one.
Every food he was
You
naming
can't name one.
was a cock.
You can't name one food. You're playing with yourself now. But I will say that I think that people would think you to be the basic bitch and me to be the nerd.
Yeah.
But I'm going to flip that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that
All right.
I'm the basic bitch because we alluded to it earlier.
You
Right?
don't enjoy condiments.
There's tons of stuff where I'm ordering food and I'm like, yo, none of this.
Yes, you're
My-
very.
My
Eggs?
hamburger order is like a Starbucks order from Karen, right? Like so, I get it, so that probably puts me in the basic bitch scenario. But I think you are the low key nerd,
Okay.
which it doesn't
The
seem
numbers?
that low key because like you like you're an accountant, right?
Yeah,
but,
that's not that low key.
but on top of it, here's where
It's out there.
Here's where it is.
All right.
It's like you would think, oh, this guy watches The Sopranos, he watches The
Yeah.
Wire, but he only watches those. And he continually watches them
Same
over
things,
and over and over
yeah.
to dissect and get more
some sort
and
of
more
psychosis
on
I
things
got,
and watch YouTube videos on them.
Dude.
It's as nerdy as my Star Wars stuff.
Oh,
But it's
easily.
for The Sopranos, and people
Yes.
are like, oh, well, then it's not nerdy. It's fucking very nerdy.
So
Okay.
one of the YouTube account is all Sopranos conspiracy theories.
It is. Yeah. No, I watch it. That's what I
Don't
watch.
look at our Instagram. Just look at it.
Not gonna lie. When the girls went out of town, that's all I did. I watched that shit.
I like
Wall to wall.
it used to be old Howard Stern shows because I was on
would-
it.
you would
Now
watch
I
it, yeah.
have moved it over to all to my account, but it is weird. Yeah, it's like all conspiracy.
So you
theories.
got yourself as the white bitch, me as low key nerd, and that sexual. My sexual. You go next. Who pick?
I mean, I'm just gonna go with it. I'll take it. I would think that you would be more because it's not low key-ish,
Low key.
but still like. And I don't do anything really nerdy. I don't think. Like I'm trying to.
We'll
think
get to it.
Is
We'll
it?
get to you.
What do I do?
Don't worry about it. You answer first.
See, like, if you want to go at me, though, like, all the conspiracy theory stuff that I watch. And no, I don't watch.
You are kind of
It's not-
nerdy.
It's not Jan 6.
You're like, hey, have you seen this? Oh, it's like this one time. So I'm gonna go with nerd with you. I'm gonna go. I think you still got some sexual energy. I think it's like low. I think it's low key sexual energy.
Low key.
Like people don't really know it. Like it's not
Yeah.
boisterous, but I think you're full of it.
I'm not outwardly horny.
And
That's
I'll
what it
take
is, yeah.
I'll take white bitch as the only white guy in the top.
All right, here's what I've got. My Sox summer is the most basic white bitch. And here's why, Treasy, because until like 2 weeks ago, this man, the only way he would drink coffee is if it was like iced coffee with 16 pounds
That's
of sugar
true.
and cream and all this stuff. That is total white girl shit, right? And then he drinks nothing but seltzers, no beer anymore. Like, he's a white bitch.
I'm drinking a goddamn
Only
wine.
because I forced you. Only because I told you there's nothing in here.
If there was a
And you're too
high
lazy to go inside. You know that there's stuff inside. You're too lazy. So, okay. My Sox summer is a basic white bitch. My Sox summer also low-key nerd. And here's why.
You get all of
You're
them.
going to get them all. Because here's why you're a low-key nerd. What other motherfucker is going out all day playing with toys and looking for toys? All right?
Oh,
But that's what you do. What the fuck?
I'm selling those.
I don't care what you're doing with them.
those toys to buy more
I
toys.
was going to say you're selling them, and then your whole basement is filled with them.
Mate.
Boxes everywhere.
Oh, you saw
That's
those?
low-key
You saw
nerd
that?
shit, okay? I'm sorry. That's what it is. I
It's
love
a
you. You know
collector.
that,
It's a
right?
collector.
Yeah, that's also low-key nerd shit, okay? Like,
You're a collector like the fucking comic book guy on Simpsons.
when
No.
you continually lead with, I used to live on the West Coast and talk all this bravado, but all you're doing all day is playing with toys. Look, that's low-key nerd shit, okay? I'm sorry. That's the definition of that. And then who has the most sexual energy? It's obviously you. How could it not be you? I mean, I applaud you pushing a little of that over to me. You know, to
Yes.
pump up my. But it's you. It's you. I think it's like Tracy said your dick's rock hard right now, and it's out. So like it looks nice.
It's gotta breathe. It's gotta breathe.
It's like a goddamn tap
So,
sample just showed up.
So my sex summer is all three.
Oh, that's crazy.
All right, that's
I think I can laugh harder than the Thursday night thing. But,
that's our show.
Here we are.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's the most unprofessional show we did. We were laughing the entire time.
Like this is the beacon of professionalism. We're sitting in the hot tub getting
No real microphone, nothing. We're totally professional. Usually, I apologize for this.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
apologize for this.
I apologize to More Than Dogs. I'm sorry, More Than Dogs. We could have been a little better.
Next time we'll break down the fucking outfield.
All right. We're out.
That's it. Peace.